Bodrum, the crown jewel of the Turkish Riviera. It is the most premium sea resort in the country. And for Homer, this is the land of the eternal blue. With its unique location at the junction of the world's two best seas, the Mediterranean and the Aegean, Bodrum is a household name among Mediterranean resort cities. But it's not just a city though. No, it's a large peninsula with many handsome spots. But what makes Bodrum so premium? I hopped on my friend Cameron Deggin's boat, who's a local here, to discover the peninsula.
Bodrum is a lot more than a holiday destination, a lot more than that. It's actually a brand in Turkey and internationally as well lately. Bodrum was initially put on the map by Cevat Şakir, also known as the fisherman of Halikarnassus, who was sent to exile, known as the Blue Exile, in the late Ottoman period. He's a well-known poet and a writer. He comes to Bodrum, he makes Bodrum home. He's effectively in prison, he's on exile. He falls in love with Bodrum. Once the exile is over, he never returns to Istanbul, he stays here. And he writes many books and poems about Bodrum. He sort of expresses his love for Bodrum. And from then on, in the years preceding, sort of 40s, 50s, 60s, several well-known celebrities, Turkish celebrities, settle in Bodrum. Zeki Müren, who's one of Turkey's most known folk singers, he makes Bodrum home. And that kind of brings another wave of well-to-do Turks to Bodrum. From then on, Bodrum develops and evolves as a premium destination for Turkish people to have second homes, holiday homes. Thanks to careful planning, Bodrum preserves its charm as only 2-floor buildings, sort of a little bit more space than what you see in other resorts. Bodrum town names the peninsula, but it's a peninsula. Think of it as an island. Around that island, that peninsula, we have in excess of 20 bays. Each bay has a town, and each town has its own little character. Sort of Gümüşlük is different to Yalıkavak, Yalıkavak is different to Tükrük. So it's all that variety, it's all that colour contained within quite a compact peninsula that makes Bodrum very, very special.
But also, especially in this aquarium bay, this might be one of the cleanest and clearest bays that I've ever seen. What's the reason to that? Is there a specific, I don't know, nature playing a part in this? How did this happen?
One, certainly it's awareness, whether it's the sea life, the marinas, the boaties, yachties, people using the area. They tend to be more aware than some other areas. So in terms of polluting the water, there is less pollution here than in some other parts of Turkey. That's number one. Number two, it's the sheer geography of the place. This is the Aegean Sea. So in the Aegean Sea, you've got the breeze that generally comes in from the sea toward the land, and it kind of washes away all the dirt, all the pollution, and it doesn't trap it along the bay. So that's why you find that the bays of Bodrum and the waters around Bodrum are generally all blue flag waters. And another interesting aspect that makes Bodrum rather special is the level of humidity here. Humidity is very low in Bodrum because hot air does not get trapped on the towns. It gets washed away because you've got the mountain range. They cut straight into the water, to the shoreline. They don't run parallel to the shoreline. Here, you must have noticed already, although it's 35, 36 degrees, which is pretty warm, pretty hot, we don't feel the heat. We're actually very comfortable sitting here because of the breeze and lack of humidity.
Alright, so most resort towns in the Aegean and Mediterranean regions of Turkey, they're rather seasonal. In summer they're very vibrant, very colorful, so much is going on. But in winter it gets calmer and quieter. But is this the case here in Bodrum?
Bodrum is different. Bodrum is no longer a seasonal place. maybe up until 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago it was, but today it isn't. Take me for example, I live here with my family, I've got two very young children, and believe me, there's so much for them to do all year round, so much for them to do. And the reason for that is internal migration. Many city dwellers, generally the more professional people, sort of professional, young, middle-aged people with children, are moving to Bodrum from cities like Istanbul, Ankara, even Izmir. They're moving to Bodrum in search of a more relaxed, a calmer lifestyle where they're still so much connected to the big cities and to their work. Even in winter, there are no less than 10 flights a day between Bodrum and Istanbul. Every hour you could turn up at Bodrum airport and you'll find a flight to Istanbul, and it's only 1 hour. And there are many people who work in Istanbul and who commute, maybe not daily, but they stay 3-4 days here and then 3-4 days in Istanbul. Their families tend to live here, like me. You come here in December, January, February, Bodrum town, Yalıkavak, Turgutreis, the larger towns, they're vibrant. Restaurants, shops, coffee houses are open. There are people on the streets. There's color. Let me give you another example. For such a small place like Bodrum, well, you could also compare to Istanbul, Ankara, this is a small place. Relatively speaking, you wouldn't expect so many private schools and private hospitals here, would you? Well, in Bodrum, there are 4 private schools. TED colleges here, Bahçeşehir colleges here, American culture colleges are opening up. All of these are brand.
And those are the best colleges in
They're brand names. They're proper, well sought out institutions. They're all in Bodrum. Bodrum currently has 4 major hospitals. So now you can see what's happening. So Bodrum is being geared more and more toward an all year round place. And it has already become that. And every passing year it's becoming more and more year round. So I think that's one major aspect that differentiates Bodrum from other resort towns along the Mediterranean and Aegean coast of Turkey.
We cruised on for about 4 hours to see the most beautiful corners of the peninsula. Among them was Turgutreis, which is the second biggest town after Bodrum Center, which has a huge marina and small islands off the coast. Then we have Gümüşlük, a small town that's home to the ancient city of Midas, the remains of which are on this island. And visitors here literally walk on water to see these ruins. It's also home to some of the best fish restaurants in the entire country. Moving on, we came to Yalıkavak, the most luxurious part of the peninsula. Its marina is home to some of the most expensive shops and restaurants. And after Yalıkavak, a relatively modest town greets us. This is Gündoğan. Located on a beautiful bay that's surrounded by steep hills, encircled by luxury hotels. After that comes Türkbükü, home to some of the most luxurious estates, and this beautiful place called Paradise Bay. Well, it takes an almost entire summer to discover all the gems of the peninsula, but now it's time to find out what to do in Bodrum. Inside the city, the first thing you notice is the Castle of St. Peter. It's built by the Knights of the St. John in the early 15th century. This is a touristic bazaar area where you will find colorful shops and handsome restaurants by the sea. The center of Bodrum surely offers amazing sights for tourists. But having a vibrant bazaar and these type of tourist attractions are not what separates it from the other sea resorts. It's rather the exquisite lifestyle it offers. To discover that, I came here to Caress Luxury Resort, where this golf cart took me down to Buda Bar Beach Club. Here, I met Cameron's wife, Esra Dündar, who showed me how people of higher income spend their days.
This is kind of like a high-end beach club, and it has also a very nice sushi restaurant and a fine dining restaurant. People come here to the sea, network, and also, as you can see, the beach facilities, a lot of things here. So they can swim, enjoy themselves, dine and eat, whatever.
But I want to ask one question though. I mean, this is a quite expensive place.
It is,
yeah?
indeed, yes.
We paid about 450 liras when we're coming
Per
in.
person.
Per person, which is actually a quite high price tag.
Yes.
But there is also a life for lower income levels as well, right?
Of course. We have public beaches. You can go there. You don't have to pay anything. 10 lira for chaiselongs, and you can eat and you can drink, and you can pay only 50 lira, 40 lira, whatever your budget is basically. But here, as you say, it's 450 lira per person. This is just the entry price. You can spend up to 1,000 Turkish lira here. And people come here, tuck their boat, and then swim, enjoy themselves, sunbathing, and go to restaurant, eat their sushi or whatever they want. This is kind of like a general routine for rich people.
Tuna, salmon, some oysters.
And we really did order sushi. Only for this, we paid 1,400 liras, which is about $300.
Wasabi, pickled ginger, all types of different sushis. And over here we have a little bit of crab.
That's right.
Right here, these are volcano rolls, right? Volcano rolls. Okay.
Enjoy yourself.
All right.
Very nice. What do you think?
Wow, it's very good. Do people come here only for sushi?
Not only for sushi, but this is the best place that you can eat sushi. The presentation is very nice. Let's try these volcanoes. It looks really, really nice.
Wow, very fresh.
Very nice.
To go for a salmon.
Tuna.
Go for a
Okay,
tuna.
tuna.
Go for a tuna. Wow, the fish is very fresh, very fresh. I mean, they don't catch salmon here, but I don't know whether they import it. But whatever they import it, this tastes like it is being caught yesterday.
Not today, but yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday's fine.
Bodrum can offer everything.
Yeah.
It's a small place, but it can offer everything.
A proper day in Bodrum is not complete without live music. We came here to Marina Yacht Club in Bodrum Center. You take breathtaking beaches, evergreen mountains, luxury resorts and mansions, authentic architecture, rich history, and a vibrant city life, put it all together and more, and that's Bodrum. And that's why it's the most premium sea resort in Turkey.